Hello everyone and welcome to another video in which I will try to explain how you should approach training your skills in order to fly a helicopter properly in any flight simulator, be it X-Plane 11, X-Plane 12, Microsoft Flight Simulator, because actually the comments that I receive uh, from people trying to learn to fly helicopters after watching one of my videos probably, or a few of them, is that many people don't understand that there is a difference between a game and a simulator. In other words, between a gamer and a simmer. If you are more of a gamer, then that channel is probably not at all for you. Whereas if you are a simmer, you want to learn everything as you would have done in real life, with of course the restrictions and the limitations of a simulator. This is what a simmer is. And this channel is for simmers, not gamers. So when someone is trying to learn how to land a helicopter while he's still unable to hover properly, then I ask myself what helicopter training he's doing. Obviously, he's not doing the things the proper way. He's not learning to fly helicopters the proper way. But can you at least lift off into a hover properly? Check for your hover power, maintain that hover, and do pedal turns, because what is a nice approach? And the name itself says it. It's an approach to a hover, a normal approach to a hover. That's what a landing is. Otherwise, you might be doing a slope landing or a running landing, but otherwise, the normal landing is a normal approach to a hover. But can you hover? Can you hover? No. Yet you're trying to learn how to land smoothly. So what I'm gonna try to do in this video is I'm gonna explain to you, if it was not already obvious, how to train your skills in order to become proficient at flying helicopters. Now I will take myself as an example. For some, let's say, private life matters, I haven't been flying for a long time, and actually the last video I posted was what, 7 or 8 months ago. And yet, that landing that I just did as an intro was after 7 or 8 months of not flying. Was it a perfect landing? No. Was it an acceptable landing? I would like to believe yes, it was an acceptable landing, especially for someone who has not been flying for, what, 8 months. Why? It's because I have my basics down. And it doesn't take long for me to reacquire skills that I haven't trained for months. And that's what I want you to achieve too. Getting your basics down so that you are able to fly helicopters properly. So let's get into it. You already know my channel because you are watching this video. So there are a few ways you can learn how to fly helicopters from my channel, and let's see how to do it. On my channel, if you go to the home page, you will be seeing this video. Okay, that's the video that is going to welcome you to my channel. So that's the helicopter training overview, and you just click read more, and you will be sent to the actual video. Once you come here, you can read the description, and by yourself you will understand what you need to do. Okay, so you start by the basic skills. I have written everything with the link, despite having playlists, despite having these videos organized in playlists, and of course they are available in the video section. I have put the links here. So intro flight, you click on this, you will get the intro flight, which is session 1. startup and shutdown, session 2. Now it depends on which helicopter you are using for your training, and I will come to this in a moment. And then pick up, set down. It's not landing, it's not auto rotation, it's not whatever fancy move you want to learn. It's pick up to set down from a hover. Okay, and then session 4, session 5. And as you see, when the basic skills end here, session 16, the next is session 17. So if somewhere you are at session 6 and then you are seeing session 18, oh, you have skipped a lot of steps, a lot of exercises. So even if it's another set of skills, the progression system continues. So you start from session 1, session 2, session 3, and what I mean by that is you understand what is being explained in session 1. Then you move to session 2. Okay, and based on the helicopter you are trying to learn, you could at this point auto start your helicopter. I understand this because you want to get those things down, but at some point you will need to be able to start up and shut down your helicopter properly, and then pick up to and set down from a hover. It does not have to be super perfect, like motionless. Even I can't maintain the helicopter motionless. So if it's acceptable, and I think I explained what is acceptable in the video, and only then you move to the next session, which is session 4. And once you are comfortable with session 4, you are at least decent, then pedal turns. And then after you are able to do the pedal turns properly, not okay, it's I turned. No, you have to do the per pedal turns. Then you will be able to do hover taxi. As you see, each next exercise build on the previous ones. So like here, if you want to be able to hover taxi properly, but you can't do pedal turns, you can't do in-ground effect hovering and so on, you won't be able to do hover taxi. You understand what I mean? So you do it progressively, and each time you find yourself doing whatever session you are training in properly, a decent level, then you move to the next one. And what I would recommend you is just use Notepad, write down session 1, the date, and what you learned or what you did not understand, session 2, what problems you are facing, and so on and so forth, until you complete the basics, intermediate, and advanced skills. Okay, and then the emergency I would highly recommend, because we are simmers after all. Those emergencies, as you can see, power failure in the hover, which might happen, low rotor RPM, everything, get then the emergencies down. And after that you have your instrument training. Okay, so what I would suggest is basic skills, you do it in the proper order up to instrument training. And from there, if you want to learn helicopter variations like wheeled helicopters, air traffic control, that's just going to add to your experience. But from basic up to instrument training, this is when, after you complete in a progressive way, as I explained, it's after you complete up to the instrument training, then you can consider yourself a good sim pilot, and you will be able to fly any helicopter properly in your preferred sim. Once again, whether it's X-Plane 11, whether it's X-Plane 12, whether it's Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024, those are skill training. Okay, skill training. That is, it will apply in any simulator, any well-done simulator, in any well-done helicopter. So that's the helicopter training overview. Of course, the other way to find videos is to go to the playlist section. You will have to search for, if you are looking for basic skills, there is basic skills. Okay, if you are looking for intermediate skills, advanced skills, etc. But because I created a few playlists as I was making the videos, that's why you might find them not really in the proper order. This is why I think going to the overview video, like I said, you go to the home page, and that's the overview, helicopter training overview. That's the best way to find everything organized in the proper way. Now let's talk about what helicopter to use for your training. Here I'm in the Vsky Labs R44. I'm in Explain 11, and Explain 11 does not have the default R22, the Robinson R22, the helicopter I used for most of the training. It's not all, I believe, except when it was not applicable, like instrument training and all. But most of the exercises were done in the R22 in Explain 12. But for some personal reason, I prefer Explain 11, mainly because of my mid-tier PC. But if you're in Explain 12, I would highly recommend you using the default Robinson R22 for your training purposes. If you are in another sim, use either a payware like I'm doing here, or the R44 would be the next best one, or the gimbal G2 Cabri will also be a very good training helicopter. But do note that the R22, R44, etc., they are left power pedal helicopters, while the G2 Cabri is a right power pedal European helicopter. And what power pedal means, it's simply, anyway, when you will be doing the hovering training, I believe that's where I will explain it, but I'm explaining again. It's when you raise the collective to lift off, you will need to counter the tendency of the helicopter to yaw. In a left power pedal, it will yaw to the right. So you need the left pedal to keep it aligned with your, for example here, I want to keep it aligned with that building. I will need to use the left pedal. That's why it's called a left power pedal helicopter. In the G2 Cabri, as you are raising the collective, the helicopter itself will tend to yaw to the left. That's why you use the right pedal to keep it the same heading for your takeoff, unless of course you intend to do a pedal turn. So once again, if you want to Explain 12, I highly recommend the Robinson R22, the best training helicopter in any sims anyway. Otherwise, you might use the Vsky Labs R44, which is payware, and you pay once and you get both versions, Explain 12 and Explain 11. So I would recommend it if you want to Explain 11, because you already have the best training helicopter, the R22, in Explain 12. Or you can also get the Vsky Labs gimbal G2 Cabri. But if you are in a different simulator, I believe Microsoft they have the G2 Cabri. So those are nice helicopters to train in. Now, why choose those helicopters? It's because they are light, twitchy, difficult to control, and that's the best type of training you will get. If you take a very stable, highly automated helicopter like the shiny HPG H145, which I fly myself, and I have videos of it on my channel. But is it a helicopter I would recommend for training purposes? Hell no. It's not that it's a bad helicopter, no, it's an excellent helicopter, but not for training. It's so automated and so easy to fly. I mean, what skills are you going to develop? Train in a hard to fly helicopter, like the R44, like the Explain 12, R22. It's famously known to be difficult to fly, and that's why I used it for the training videos. So if I was able to do it, to fly it properly, why not you? It's very possible. It's just, it depends on how dedicated you are to your training. If you are a serious simmer, like myself, if you are using a basic joystick, I'm not saying it's not good. Yeah, you can use like the Logitech Extreme 3D Pro, which I have and I still use, but for other purposes. But of course, if you get like a HODAS, the basic one, like the X52 Pro, was it expensive when I purchased it? Yes, it was for me. was the pedals. I have a Logitech G29 because I'm a truck in real life, if you didn't know, and of course truck sims are something that I like to do, and I'm using the pedals, only the pedals, as anti-torque pedals. But the G29 itself, plus the shifter, the Eaton Fuller shifter and all that, was it expensive? Yeah, because you can't buy only the pedals. In that case, I purchased rudder or anti-torque pedals specifically for helicopters, which I still don't have. Once again, it's because of money. It's expensive, but at least I have pedals, and I have track IR, which is a game changer, or a sim changer, should I say? Because it, I mean, let me put my cap back on because I removed it while talking, and there it is. Look at that. Just moving my head. Just moving my head. It frees my fingers and hands. If I was to operate the Chinese hat switch or whatever, I want to look down. I mean, you have no idea if you haven't used any sort of head tracking device. You have no idea how useful a head tracking device is. In my case, I'm using the Track IR5, and I highly recommend it. And once again, was it expensive? Ooh, it was. But still, I'm not a rich person. I have a hot ass, basic one, but I have one. I have pedals. I have a head tracking device. Why? That's because I like helicopters, I like flight sims, and I like to do the flights as realistic as a simulator can allow you to do. That's why I invested my hard-earned money into something that I'm having lots of fun using. I don't regret any cent, any dollar I spent on those devices. Even the PC, it's a mid-tier PC, like I said, and that's why I'm mostly in X-Plane 11 than in X-Plane 12. But still, it costs me a lot of money. But when you put all this together, woo, that's a huge amount of money for me. But I saved my money little by little, and I got the PC first, and I believe I got the G29 next, and then I already had the pedals, so I got the HOTAS. I believe the Track IR I got before the HOTAS because of the truck simulator things, and that's it. Depending on how dedicated you are, invest into proper joysticks, proper HOTAS, head tracking and all, pedals, and you will have a much better time in your favorite sim. Now, something else you might be interested to know, and actually I got questions about that, is my settings, my curves. Okay, so here as you can see the X52 HOTAS, and the gamepad, I'm using them for the buttons because my keyboard is a little bit out of reach, but those two guys I can put next to my joystick and have quick access to them. But let's see for the HOTAS, because that's what most people would ask. You have the roll and the pitch, and let's look at the response curve. Surprise! It's the basic linear one. No magic. I believe I've never touched it to begin with. It's still like it should be like default. That's the linear. It's not even a curve. It's a straight line. So no magic stuff's going on here or there. That's it. And for the roll, same thing. It's the linear curve. It's a line, but yeah, that's it. It's a basic one. No magic trick like if you do this and then you do that and then you will be able to hover better. You could go ahead and tweak it to your liking, but just to tell you, all my helicopters have those basic. The only difference is, of course, the configuration, like trim and all that. It will be specific for each helicopter. Like here I'm using the profile of the R44, and I have one for each helicopter, but otherwise all the pitch and roll, and it's the basic linear curve. Where it is, there it is. Basic linear, nothing nothing fancy. It's just the basic linear curve. So if you're having trouble to hover, most probably because that's the first exercise you're going to do, don't spend like hours tweaking those lines or curves because it's just a skill. The more you practice, the better you will become. It has nothing to do with your curves and lines, and I think this proves it. And just watch all my videos, all of them on the channel, not only the training videos, but all the videos. That's the curve I'm using. That's the curves or lines I'm using. So that's it. It's just a question of practicing, and that's it. That's my curves or lines. So to conclude, if you want to improve your helicopter flying skills, my channel has all the videos that you will ever require. From basic to instrument training, I highly recommend you complete them, and then you can watch the other videos. And how to complete the training program, I've already explained on my channel. The best way is to go to the home page, and you will have a welcome video. You just click on more details and you will be brought to the video itself. In the description, all the training exercises have been organized in progressive order. So you complete the first one and then the second one, and you move on to the next exercise only when the exercise you are currently at has been not mastered, but you are at least decent at it. Do not skip. Don't go from exercise 5 to 9 because it's a progressive training. Like I said, each exercise will give you the required skills for the next and next and next exercises. So that's one thing. Second thing, I will highly recommend you to get the proper devices, at least a HOTAS, and do your best to get pedals, even if it's driving pedals like I'm using. It is really going to help you a lot. And also, I know it's expensive. It is for me, it was for me, and it will probably be for you, but a head tracking device is highly recommended. Now, as I said, it depends on how dedicated you are as a flight simmer. If you are spending your money on other things like nightclubs and alcoholic drinks and all, and then you say, no, I don't have money for a HOTAS or for a head tracking device, then you have already set your priorities. Okay, and that's it. So just follow the training program, do it without skipping any step. Exercise 1 first, session 1, then session 2, then session 3, etc. And I also mentioned a few helicopters that you can use that I highly recommend for your training. Don't train in the Chinook, don't train in the Bell 412 or whatever helicopter you fancy flying. Learn the basics in either the R22, the R44, even the R66 I wouldn't really recommend for training purposes. So R22, R44, G2 Cabri. Those are the 3 helicopters I will recommend you using for your training program from the start, from session 1 to whatever the last training exercise of the instrument training is, session 46 maybe. So that's it. There's no magic. I also showed you my curves. There's no magic. It's just practicing and practicing. And if I should end with the best advice I can give you, the secret is, and I already told it, do not skip sessions. Do not go from session 5 to 10, then 12, then 17. That's the secret, if it is a secret. Go from session 1 to session 2. Understand what you need to do in session 2. Do it properly. Only then do session 3. And same thing. Once you are able to do everything explained in session 3, then session 4 and 5 and 6 and so on. If there was a secret, that's a secret. So despite many things being obvious, I kind of felt that I needed to do this video. So if you do find it helpful, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I would like to add that my channel is in no way monetized, and it's not monetizable anyway. The only reason I'm making these videos is to help you, the enthusiastic flight simmer, to learn how to fly helicopters too. no intention of money or donation. I never ask it. I can't ask it anyway, but even if I could, that's not my main intention. And you can have a look at all the videos that I have on my channel. If it's not dedication, what it is, it's not for money, it's for you, because I already know all those stuffs. It's for you that I'm making those videos for free. Never gonna be charged for that, never gonna receive any sort of financial motivation. So feel free to use all those videos in the way I explained it to you. Share with your friends, they like to fly helicopters. Share the channel, the link to your friends too, and let's grow that skilled helicopter sim pilots community, make it even better. So I thank you for watching, and I will see you hopefully very soon. If time permits, I will see you in another video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.